week here on GU. Okay, we could be looking at price. From last week, we saw price rally into 1.3 monthly area of resistance. So with that, we saw a lot of we saw rejection and a lot of profit taking from the upward from the previous prior week's up move, as we can see here. Okay, so right now on GU, we see that last week was more or less we saw selling momentum throughout last week, so we could expect the momentum to continue for the week. Okay, now taking it down a notch on the daily. Now, don't forget that looking at the weekly as well, we are still more or less pushing up, making structural highs and higher lows even from all the way up here. We can see we are making higher low. Okay, so we've made a new high. Okay, above this previous high, prior high, and also at 1.27500. Now, I could expect price to come back and retest 1.27500 area here. Okay, for um the retracement. Okay, now uh, seeing that we made a new higher low here, so it more or less since we started seeing the sign of pullback following last week's bearish momentum. Okay, we could more or less see price still rally to the downside, and yeah, we could then start looking for short opportunities. Okay, to the downside. Okay, then maybe around these zones. Okay, on here. Okay, or maybe price rallying to the downside or dropping to the downside there. Okay, so uh now breaking it down on the daily, we can clearly see that the daily obviously, okay, last week had a push to the downside. Okay, so we've seen a push from this high, so the bearish engulfing from 1.3, which signals a lot of selling momentum. Okay, how far would the selling momentum go? We don't really know. I'm also looking out for um, target areas. I'm looking out for right here. Okay, so if we do sell into this region, we might want to wait to see how price reacts to this region. Excuse me, seeing that we had a previous high area here, and this area is more or less a zone where we've seen a lot of price rejection from the past. So uh I'll be looking at that zone as well. So for that rejection, okay. If not, and price does trade below that, we'll be looking at 1.27500, which is an area as well. This sorry about that, guys. Which is still an area on this pair, okay, that we could still see that retracement into. So on the 4 hour time frame, we can clearly see that the 4 hour is now pushing to the downside for user following making higher low, higher low, higher high. Okay, lower low. We've obviously broken this area of structure here. So is this more or less confirmation and indication of the bearish and push to the downside? So um, I'm more or less looking out to sell next week, and we could look out for maybe a lower high. Okay, before looking to sell to the downside. But I'll keep you guys updated, and we'll see how this one plays out. So have a good trading week, guys.